What's up? So I'm going to talk about my thoughts on the backtesting tool FX Replay, and I'm also going to go over the pros and cons of using this tool. So all that FX Replay is, it's just a backtesting tool, and what backtesting is just testing your strategy on historical price data and then trading it as if it was live data. And then this way you can find out how your strategy would have performed without actually putting your money that you worked hard for at risk. And the other reason to backtest is you can get a very large sample size of data in a small amount of time. So you wouldn't have to wait a year to actually get a year's worth of data. You could do it in like a week or a couple days. So when you first open up the tool, it's just going to bring you to this screen right here, and then it's going to show you the sessions that you've been working on the past on the left side. And then if you want to go back to either of those sessions, you just hit play now. If you want to create a new session, you just hit create session. You just type in what you want to make the starting account balance. You type in what pair you'd want to be trading, and then you put the start date. And then one of the advantages is, see, the start date is the 3rd of January in 2016. So I could go back, even on the 1 minute, all the way back to 2016, which TradingView does not allow you to do. And then you put the end date also, and then you put your strategy. So let's say if you have multiple strategies, you could keep track of them. And where it shows that is actually right under where my face is. I'll just move it real quick. So let's say, well, in this case, I have both of these sessions I tagged with the supply and demand strategy. So it's going to combine the results for these two sessions, and then under my strategies, it would show me, like, you know, the win rate, how long it took me to trade this, what, how many wins and losses, what percentage I'd be up, and just all that information. So yeah, and then you can also put like a name for the test if you want. You can put a description if you want to smooth the candles, and then also, so I'll show you. You could go into the analytics also. So this is what the analytics hub looks like. So it would show you your performance over time. So see, like when I first started out this back test, I was actually doing pretty bad. I was stuck in drawdown for a long time, and then you see I kind of came out of it right here. And then it'll show you like your average risk to reward, the max risk to reward that you got, your ideal average risk to reward, and what's the max risk to reward. So that pretty much, I think it's like 10 weeks out from when you place that trade if you would have gotten stopped out, and what's the best risk to reward you could have gotten. So I guess one of my trades went for like a 53-1. I mean, it's not like it's realistic I'd capture that, but it's just letting me know. And then over here, see, it says could have been profit / break even. So all that is just the amount of trades you can actually set for, see, it says break even threshold up here. So if I put the threshold to 2 and I hit submit, which I think that's what it was at right now, but the amount of trades that hit that and then went back to stop me out, it would say this many trades you could have been break even on, or you could have taken profits earlier. And then down here, just even more data, you know, the average duration, amount of trades, the account age, just winning streak stuff, losing streak stuff. And then this shows you performance per day. So the amount of money you lost on that day and the amount of money you won on that day. And then you also can look at it by day. So this is how your performance on each day, and this is by the month, and this would combine it like year to day. And then on the bottom, there's just even more data. So it gives you more data than you could even ask for. You could filter it, see, like just on Monday, how was I doing? So I guess Monday wasn't a good day for me in this test, but Tuesday I did good. Friday I did really well. But yeah, so this is how it would look. So now I'm going to start talking about the pros and cons of this software. So the first pro of this, compared to TradingView at least, is you can't cheat while doing your back testing. Because let's say I'm looking at TradingView and I can just keep replaying price, and I'm like, you know what, actually back there I think my setup appeared, and I'm going to include this in my data. Or let's say I put on a trade, and then once I see it loses, I'm like, you know what, actually that didn't meet one of my criteria, so I don't include it in my results. But when you're doing that though, you're skewing your results, and they're not as accurate as they should be. So when you're trading with something like this, it would be impossible to fake like results. And the reason I say that is because when you're actually on the chart and you want to place an order, the way you would do it is you'd first grab like the long or short tool. So let's say I want to make this my trade. This is just for the example, but when you click on it, you hit place order, and then you could put how much you're risking, or how much the amount you want to risk, At what price? Is it a sell or is it a buy? And you can even put what type of order, like such as like limit, market, or stop. So, but once you get tagged into this position, you actually have to close it for a small like loss or win or wherever it's at the time you close it. So you can't just throw data out the window, and you can't say to it, oh yeah, I wouldn't have taken this trade actually. Once you say you're taking it, just like in real trading, you're taking it. And you can also, another advantage compared to TradingView is that you can track your data in the same place that you're actually like logging it or like running through it. So, because the way I currently, before this software, the way I used to backtest, I would use the replay tool on TradingView, and I'd put Google Sheets, and I put them side by side. But in this case, after I place my order, I have to fill in all this information, like am I buying or selling, what time of day, was it a win or a loss, how much of a win or loss, I gotta take a screenshot of the trade. This actually doesn't show you trade screenshots, though, that I've seen. But it's just a lot of just carrying over data, and it's just really nice that it's all in the same place. I don't have to type all that stuff out. It just does it for me. And then also, too, it automatically calculates all the stuff I showed you before, like your ideal win rate, your ideal risk to reward, and like your win rate and all that stuff. Because when you're doing Google Sheets, you either have to create a Google Sheet that's going to calculate it for you, or you just got to calculate it yourself. So that's another advantage. And you can also open multiple backtesting sessions simultaneously. So like you can't open them side by side. So like let's say I'm trying to test divergence. I can't open two separate pairs, but see how I have like this backtest on GBP JPY. I'll go back to the dashboard, and then I have a gold backtest. I'll click on that, and then I just switch between backtests very easily, and it's going to take you back to the exact same place you were previously. When you're using TradingView, you got to actually hit the rewind tool and go back to the exact same place you were at. And I try to close my eyes and like not see the data as I'm scrolling by it, because then I'd be like cheating, quote unquote. So it's just really nice to open it up. It's just immediately where I need to be to the exact minute. And another advantage compared to TradingView is you can go back on the 1 minute as far as back as 2016. I think I said that before, but TradingView only lets you go back so far, and once you start going on the lower time frames, you can go back an even shorter amount of time. So it's really nice that I can just go back as far as I want and not have to worry about, is this too far back? And also one other advantage too, when you're on TradingView, it's really annoying when you're switching between time frames. Like let's say I'm currently on the 5 minute time frame and I want to change to the 1 hour. It really, sometimes most of the time it'll put it back to the current date. And that's really annoying, because then I'm going to go back and rewind, or it might show me how the candle would have formed all the way. And it's just really annoying. But this way I can easily just switch between every time frame, and it's just really smooth compared to TradingView. And it has almost all the most popular trading instruments if you're creating a session. But it doesn't have all of them, but it has all the most popular ones. I'll show you the list real quick. So like there's the crypto pairs, there's the forex pairs, and the list is also on their website if you want to look at it. They even got some like natural gas, crude oil, and there's the indexes, and even soybean if you want to trade that. But yeah, so it has all those different pairs, just not all the ones you want. And another advantage compared to TradingView is that it gives you more of an emotional feeling compared to actually just backtesting with Google Sheets. Because when you're testing like this, it actually shows you like what your account balance would be at the bottom. And like every time I take on a trade, it's going to affect that account balance. So it's a lot more similar to live trading, because you just never see a balance when you're using the replay tool, and there's no emotion. And this at least adds some form of motion, so it's more realistic. And then also the devs are constantly updating this software. It looked like the developers, like, cause I was looking through the change log, and there've been a lot of updates. They're adding features, they're just fixing bugs, and it's really nice to see that they're constantly keeping the software up to date and improving it. And then there's one other another advantage is that there's 3 different order types. I really like this because one way that I enter positions a lot is I go for like a break of candle entry. So let's say if price were to break the high, where's the pointer? Well, so basically if price were to break the high of this candle, because price is down here right now. So if I put a market order, that wouldn't work, and I put a limit order, that wouldn't work. So I like that they have the option for stops. So like, let's say this is my trade, place order, it's a buy stop. So see, and you can see there's a buy stop there, there's a take profit there, and there's a stop loss there. And if you want to just close out of that position, you just X out of it. And then one other advantage too is I could go to the following trading day. So if you hit, where is it? I think, oh, it's right in front of me. Go to. So you see, if you hit go to, you can either go to like the next session, the next day open, the next silver bullet session. You can change all your settings for what you define these times as over here. So it's really nice. Let's say if I want to fast forward to like the next session, I can just hit a button. It'll automatically do that for me. Instead, like in TradingView, I just sit there and I gotta keep hitting the replay button. It gets kind of annoying. So, and also another pro is that it shows all the economic events. So see, like you could come here, look at the economic calendar, and you could see what select what like currencies you want the economic calendar to show, and then and then you could also just show on the chart, see where it says like hide events, show events. I believe that would also show the economic events on the chart right here, just like it does in TradingView. And then, so I'm going to start moving into the cons. I did just list a lot of pros, and I do love this software, but I need to go in the cons now, because there are a few. So the first one is that there's just a limited list of indicators. So like this right here is the list of the indicators, and I mean, it's a nice list. It's kind of long, but I mean, if you go into TradingView, there's a huge list. Like, so let's say if you're relying on one of these indicators, which me personally, I don't like indicators, but if you're relying on one of these indicators, you might not be able to use it in your backtesting. And then, so one of the disadvantages too is that let's say if I want to backtest divergence, it's going to be really hard for me to do that because you can't open two different pairs side by side. So let's say if I wanted to open like the DXY and I wanted to open some Forex pair and I wanted to like backtest divergence on the DXY compared to some USD Forex pair, it would be really hard for me to do that. And that's one thing I really think should be added. And I believe they did say that they were working on that somewhere in the in their like patch notes or something. And they also said they were working on adding two separate time frames. So this is another thing you can't do. Let's say if I want the 5 minute like on the left side, and on the right side of the chart I want like the 1 hour, you can't put two different time frames of the same pair next to each other either. But that's not like a, for me at least, that's not a large con. And then also like the limited list of pairs like I was talking about, I mean, they do have all the big pairs, but let's say if you want to trade some exotic pair, it is possible they might not have it. And the last con that I have is when you go back into your session. So like let's say I'm in this right here and I'll just put some drawings on it and yeah, whatever. I mean, I put all those drawings, and once I come back into it, actually I think I was on gold. I don't even remember which one I was on. But basically once you come back to it though, the drawing can be gone, which is a little annoying. Like, because I could have all these drawings. I think this is the one I was on. But basically all the drawings will go away whenever you back out of it, which is just kind of annoying. It's not the end of the world. And also too, see how I got rid of the volume before and I came back into it? It automatically put the volume back, so I gotta hide the volume again. But I mean, the problems I have with it, they are really mostly small problems. They can be easily overlooked, and the value that this program is giving me is easily outweighed by the cons. So I mean, overall, I would highly recommend this software. It's really helped me, and $35 a month, if it can actually improve your trading and make you profitable, $35 a month is seriously nothing. And you could use it for 1 or 2 months, do all the testing you need to do, and then you could just stop once you have all that data. But I highly think you should check out FX Replay. I'm going to put a link to it down in the description, and let me know what you think of it. But if you watched all this video, please, if you don't mind, just hit like, hit subscribe, and I hope you have a great day.